check.
See if it
check our
sorry.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna try this again. I'm gonna hit the okay. Hey, y'all. So we're gonna try this again. Okay, so it's fixed.
We're fixed now.
That sounds much better.
Much better.
I wish well, we'll just let y'all pile back on. It was
yeah.
It's a glitch in the matrix, I guess.
It'll be nice when AI takes over the world. It'll be great
when they're doing all the important things and thinking for us. And we were talking about.
All right, now let's go ahead and start from scratch here.
Okay, start from scratch
because we were talking like robots there for a little bit.
You couldn't really hear it.
No, it sounded like garbage. All right, we're back. So we took a 1 month YouTube vacation, and it's very hard to get back to it, get back to the grind again, because there's so much peace that comes with getting off YouTube. We've still been filming a lot, still been posting shorts and stuff like that. But yeah, it's been really nice to get off of YouTube for a little bit. And now we're going to start, hopefully, getting back into it. Had a native actually call me, and she was wondering where we were and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it was kind of funny. She was like, yeah, I just want to, she's like, there's subscriptions for everything. And she's like, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel my subscription to being a native. I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. And she's like, I think I already paid for this month. I'm like, yeah, I'll just, refund you for this month. And we got to talking and stuff like that. And she's like, after talking and stuff, she's like, you know what? Never mind. She's like, I want to stay in the loop. So I'm going to stay a native and stuff like that. So anyway, for any natives out there, there is a private Telegram group, and there's only 3 of y'all using it. And there's like close to 50 natives. And I wish that at least half of them would get on the stinking Telegram group. Go check your email. I sent it to your email. I keep everybody up to date on there as much as possible with like photos and stuff like that. Because juggling so many things, normally with our construction jobs and sawmilling nowadays being just kind of the most income coming in through that kind of gets top priority.
Sure.
And then we had a recent death in our community, which I'm going to make a video about that. A really, really good mentor of mine, and just a
great family friend,
very, very close family friend, and impacted our family deeply with his life, and the loss hit our family very, very hard. But anyway, so I'm going to make a video about that. So we've been taking care of his critters, been making sure they have food and water and all that type of stuff, and just trying to help his wife out. But anyway, more on that later, later in another video.
You're going to do a video.
Yeah, I'm going to do a video about it. Okay. So anyway, I've been thinking about it. So anyway,
good.
I
wanted to do a podcast on it.
Yeah, definitely. We can definitely do a video podcast totally talking about that. That would be awesome. We got sick like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Also, we had some amazing friends stop by. We had the Swedish Homestead stop by. We didn't film anything. They didn't film anything.
No,
we were just fellowshipping and
relaxing.
It was amazing.
And they have some incredible news. I don't know if you're following Simeon and Alex, but they have some incredible.
And we're not going to spill the beans.
No, I'm not going to spill the beans.
No, they got some great news.
Yeah.
But anyway, incredible. And they're an incredible family. Just salt of the earth. They are who they are, even deeper in real life than on the camera, but they're just really, really good people. It was incredible when we really got to know each other and how much our
huge
two
amounts of
paths
yeah
and journeys through life really just kind of crossed, and it was incredible and it was crazy. And anyway, after visiting with them like a week later or so, I got sick and had like really bad flu. And then it went through the whole entire family at least once, and took us a couple weeks. And then like after that happened, like the next week, the death came, and then that really took a hard hit on us. So that took us a good strong 2 weeks to kind of recover from that and get back into the grind. So it was like boom, boom, 2 punches. And I was like, yeah, YouTube's going to take a back seat for right now.
Yeah.
And still do the orders, still do all that type of stuff. So all the orders.
Thanks to our customers.
Yeah, big thank you to everybody that's ordered. Also, at the beginning of
John
this,
wanted to know the channel name. It's Simeon and Alex, formerly Swedish Homestead.
Yes.
And they'll be having a huge announcement here probably real soon. Really cool.
Will Texas Mom come back to the Texas Girls channel?
She was enjoying her Carnivore series. I think she will.
Yeah.
Texas Mom is deep in homeschooling the 3 littles.
Yeah.
So it's quite absorbing an inordinate amount of her time. And the 3 older boys are doing an immense amount of construction.
Yes.
How do you become a native? You just go to TheTexasBoys.com. And on the hamburger menu, it'll say become a native.
Yeah. And it should be a step-by-step process. I've tried to make it pretty dummy proof. But if you do have any questions, just go ahead and email us. And that's countrytexasboys@gmail.com. And I can help you out if you do have any like questions or anything like that.
And that private Telegram group is some behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Some footage.
Yeah. It's just
photos.
I can take videos on there. I can take photos and all types of cool stuff. And I share on there as much as possible of everything that we have going on. Howdy.
Blue Diamond.
There's Blue Diamond.
How's Carnivore? Blue Diamond.
It's great to see everybody on here. Lone Star Living.
Mark Stamos,
Edward.
Patty, Amy, thanks for hanging out.
Thank you
for
so
jumping
much.
on.
Yeah. So we're just going to go ahead and start talking about updates and update y'all on life here. So we have some exciting news for tomorrow. We had some new neighbors move in next door, and they're just
very cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really
amazing
cool.
people.
You always get nervous, when neighbors move in.
And then Grapevine, you hear that they're from another state or whatever. Not going to dispel anything like that, but and then
it's not their fault.
No, it's not their fault. And then you're like, oh my goodness, like, dude, this could literally be anything. This is like a flip of a coin. Like they're either amazing people or crazy. I don't know. So anyway, so we go over there, us boys. At first we pull in, and they're just like awesome people. The stuff that they're doing over there with sawmilling. Oh man, it's cool.
Like, these are
cool
our people.
Cool stuff. And so we just started talking to them, and it was just great. It was great. So anyway, all that to say, awesome news. So if y'all haven't noticed, like, with all of this, everybody buying land and different things like that and becoming more and more popular is these forestry mulchers, and people clearing land with these forestry mulchers because they're stinking amazing to do that. But they're crazy expensive. Like they're charging $2,000 to $2,500 a day. And that's for the machine and a guy inside of it, right? So me and James are doing some looking, and we're trying to figure out the cheapest way to get our land kind of cleaned up, because we want to clean it up before the spring hits and the Texas weeds take over everything. Mm-hmm. So we want to just go ahead and start clean with a clean slate, because the back part of our property is a little brushy. We've tried our hardest with the brush hog on the tractor, but nothing beats those mulchers. Like they just mulch everything. So anyway, so we're like, man, $2,500 a day. They can do a lot in a day. but that's really expensive. So anyway, so we're looking around Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and we come along this local rental company, and we get the weekly rate on this thing, and it's $500 a day. And we're like, dude, this is sweet. Like, all we have to do is sit in this brand new piece of equipment and run it, try not to destroy it, and try not to blow it up. Okay, that's the one thing you have to make sure you're not an idiot inside of it. But other than that, if you
do they give you insurance too?
No.
Ooh.
But the whole entire machine is covered under insurance if anything breaks, like mechanically, like you know, if a hose, you just can't be dumb and like drop a tree on it. Or
hey,
like,
Gerald, man, we got some hail. Have you been deployed to the piney woods of East Texas?
Yeah.
I'm going to bump into you one of these days.
Finally, yeah. But anyway, all that to say, I'm actually going to be partnering with my neighbor, and we're going to be going into this thing 50-50, and that's happening tomorrow morning, because that's what we do around here. It's just like, yeah, let's go do it.
And we're going to clear a 400-yard area for
a range
for something.
So we go over there, and he's like,
BB gun range. We have a very high powerful BB guns.
Yeah, airsoft. So anyway, so he's like, dude, I'm super into these things, you know, freedom dispensers. And I'm like, yeah, we are too. And he's like, would you be up for making a range like right down both of our property lines? I'm like, dude, I like how you think. And anyway, so we're like, we've been wanting to do that for literally a decade. Like ever since we got onto this property, we're like, we want to have a good place to shoot guns. And then he's talking about building like a building with your seats and everything. I'm like, hook it up. Let's go. We can partner with this. We both have sawmills, you know. Anyway, it's great. So that's we're gonna use the forestry mulcher also for doing that. And it's just gonna be great. He's gonna use it for 3 or 4 days. I'm gonna use it for 3 or 4 days. Really cool, really awesome guy. Like we said, you know, neighbors can be a blessing or a curse, but you still got to live with them at the end of the day. So even if they are not the kindest people in the world, you still got to love them. And yeah, so it's always a blessing. It's always a win when you have some amazing people come into your community and they're actually like bringing adding value to your community. He's like, I got a sawmill. He's like, I got a sharpener. He didn't know that I had a sharpener or anything, but he's like, I'll sharpen your saw blades and stuff like that if you need to. I'm like, oh man, thanks so much. And just cool stuff like that, you know, that we can trade back and forth, and just always great when people come into your community and just add value to it. So anyway, yeah. So that's really exciting news. Trying to think. Spring has sprung around the farm. We are having these 2 random bitter cold days of 50 degrees right now, because it's been a like amazing 75 to like 80 degree weather around here.
All the trees are blooming.
All the pear trees are blooming.
Pears,
all
almonds,
the peach trees,
peaches.
Everything. And it's gorgeous outside. And we're like, please, Lord, do not let it have a hard freeze, because it would literally ruin everything right now.
It doesn't look
so
like it's
it doesn't look like it. Lord willing.
It always can, like
I know.
First week of April.
And just boom and like knock everything off.
Yeah.
But anyway, Lord willing, that won't happen. But everything is doing amazing on the farm. Beans, all of her piglets are doing great. We haven't lost any.
Yeah.
Except for the first one, within like the first day. Yeah. But other than that, they've been doing great. I know William's been doing a heck of a lot of work over on his place.
The permaculture consultant.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's going to be, what are they, 6 weeks now? So in a couple more weeks.
Yeah. They've been eating grain and water for the last couple weeks now. And they are hilarious, because there's a couple of them that are just like Danny Pig, and you scratch their side and they flip over on their belly. It's so funny. And yeah, so they're great. They're doing good. Trying to think of any other news. Had like all types of crazy stuff happen with the truck, also with the F-350 with brakes going out. It was terrible. calipers locking up. And because it first started out with, I was like, a great mechanic buddy of mine came and looked at the truck at first before I bought it. And he was like, get the brakes done in the back. They need to get done. So like a dummy, I didn't have them done for like 8,000 miles that I've already put on that truck. And I'm like, I need to get these done. I need to get these done. So I just went ahead and got them done. They've replaced it. And then the two calipers decided, we're old. Now we're going to seize up on the brand new rotors and brake pads. So then they do that shenanigans. And I'm like 40 minutes away and I'm smelling it's just smoking like brake pads. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like just being easy on the brakes the whole time. And only one side would lock up. One side would lock up. I would get it replaced. Then the other side, like a couple days later, it finally went out. So anyway, long story short, I have a whole entire new back end of brakes and calipers and rotors now. So all good to go. But the truck's been running really good. That's been the biggest blessing in the world. The 350. Yeah.
Oh, and also we have a new affiliate, foodforestnursery.com.
Yeah. Yep.
Foodforestnursery.com.
Yep. Oh, and I have another update.
The Texas Boys 10 will get you 10% off. They have some beautiful trees. We planted 5 or 6 of their trees.
Yep.
And
that video is coming out too.
Yeah, and we'll have an update video coming out on that.
Yep.
Foodforestnursery.com. They're located right in Arkansas.
Yeah.
They're awesome people. They have some really great varieties. The website's very user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
You can click your growing zone and it'll show you all the trees and support plants for your particular zone. And it's really cool. It's a really cool setup, really cool ownership. Hopefully me and him are going to sync up the next time he's in town. And I think we did have our first order. So we appreciate you all for supporting.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Our affiliates. But yeah, they're great people.
Awesome people.
Cool homesteaders. I was trying to get him on the podcast, but
he's a little shy.
He's a little shy. So we'll see. I'm going to try to get him on the podcast.
Yeah. So
we're going to be having Claude on the podcast. He's our
update.
One coffee roaster.
CBD coffee update for anybody that has or hasn't tried organic CBD coffee. First of all, it's amazing. Second of all, the downside of CBD coffee is that it's very expensive. So my buddy Claude over there has been working on developing a new way to infuse the CBD into the organic coffee. And that's the normal thing he was saying about CBD coffee.
It's going to be on the podcast.
Organic CBD coffee.
Don't blow it.
No, I don't. I have no idea how he does it.
Okay.
But the coffee itself is trash, but the CBD is good or whatever, right? But this is amazing because the coffee is incredible. And the CBD is awesome too, in it too. But he was just now able to reduce his prices because he figured out this new ingenious way how to do it. Because he's really smart. He's really smart.
He's a smart.
So anyway, way smarter than me. So
I'm a fart smeller and he's a smart feller.
So anyway, there you go. That joke. With all that said, CBD.
Texas mom's gonna be so mad at me.
I know, for real. The CBD coffee is on sale at TheTexasBoys.com and very much reduced prices, quite a bit over there. So go check it out if you are interested in that, or if you've been waiting for the prices to come down on that. They came down a good little bit over there. You can go check it out. Let's see.
Did you drop the price yet?
Yeah, I already did.
Oh, cool.
That's what I did.
Yeah, we were going to announce it on the.
Did I do that this morning? I might have done this.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're going to announce that when I have Claude on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all get early access to that. So there you go. Boom. CBD and coffee are two of my favorite things.
Yeah, well, check out TheTexasBoys.com.
They put both of those things together, and they're heavenly.
Yeah. Yeah, and the CBD is grown locally by a third-generation farm.
Yeah.
150-year-old farm.
Yeah.
And it's right here in Gladewater. So it's local. We're supporting local roaster, local homestead.
Yeah, everything on the TexasBoys.com it's really cool because we partner with a bunch of different homesteads around here, around our community, and we just give them another platform to sell their products on. So, yeah, go check it out if you are interested.
Cram It Dreams is asking about the fire updates. Yeah, it's crazy.
Was it?
They're still spreading these Texas fires. It's just like a perfect storm, and this cold spell with this crazy wind is making it more difficult. Wind. Yeah.
Me, James, and Buddy were up in Canton a couple days ago, and we were sawmilling for a feller. And man, up there, first of all, it's gorgeous up there. With all the rain and everything, it is beautiful and green. And the wind, though, is terrible up there because there's very little trees, lots of fields, and the wind beats you up. Like, it felt beautiful because it was like 75 out. But at the end of the day, and you get back home to the piney woods, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's so nice not just to be pounded by wind, you know? And anyway, but it's gorgeous out there in Canton. Very, very, very beautiful out there. But yeah, the spring winds have been a little much because we've been watching Ryan Hall, and they've been like twisting all around and doing all types of crazy stuff. With what else type of updates do we have? Carnivore updates. What day are we at?
Carnivore. We're like 300.
Have we hit a year?
No,
not
April
yet.
6th will be a year.
April 6th. Okay.
But we're over 300 days. We're
Nice.
Probably somewhere between 306 and 310. And I, within the last 3 weeks, I've reached 0 inflammation. So no inflammation in my shoulder, neck, and back.
That's cool.
And yeah, I just continued to progress with the shoulder thing and with the inflammation.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's getting way less square.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it just doesn't look like it's completely like falling off your body, which is great.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And I just keep doing the hanging and just keep eating clean. And, you know, I've been really, from being sick and everything, I was kind of struggling with the whole carnivore thing.
That's the worst thing in the world. Okay. I didn't think about when you get sick, right? But like back in the day, 300 some odd days ago, when I would get sick, I would just load up on carbs.
Comfort eat.
Just popcorn, chips, whatever. And just like snack perpetually because you're sitting around doing nothing, watching YouTube or whatever, just like doing minor little jobs or whatever, you know, answering emails or whatever. And you just want to like do more than sip on coffee or whatever, or tea or whatever. And bad cravings for stuff like, I know if I would go and get it, it wouldn't even taste that great. But just like, you know, mainly just crunchy stuff. I was like, dude, I just need something crunchy. But anyway, I solved the problem by getting caving just a little bit. And I got some yogurt and some blueberries and I mixed them together and that was amazing. And that stopped it. Yeah. That put a pause on it.
Yeah. And our new blueberry hedges are going to be crazy. I converted our mitt-lighter gardening system into two blueberry hedges.
Food hedges.
A new, from foodforestnursery.com. I got 3 different types of black raspberry. That's for our zone. Yeah. So we're going to have
Didn't know that was a thing.
2 rows of blueberries. We're going to have a row of raspberries. And then I have all my collector fig trees there. We'll see how they fared. And I planted a ton of comfrey. I got some comfrey from Permapasture Farms. And then I got some comfrey from the permaculture consultant, William, over there, our neighbor to the north. So we're going to have, and so hopefully if everything goes according to plan, well, I think we figured out the blueberry watering fiasco with this mitt-lighter watering system.
Hopefully.
So that's going to be cool.
Really cool. It was really awesome when we were out in Canton. that's why I posted that short. So I wanted to explain the short that we did with Buddy. That was hilarious. So Buddy goes up to the truck. We're on a milling job, right? We get to the site. There's piles of logs there, right? And I see him with a gigantic, one of the biggest skid steers that John Deere makes, a 333G. And I'm like, that thing is amazing. And I'm really hoping that he's going to help us out and like load these logs on here, or else he's just going to have to, pay me to load these things on here. And it's going to take me hours to do, which is fine, but he's going to save money. I'm going to save money. It's all going to be good, and we get there and he gets this thing and he's like, why am I driving this thing? And I'm like, I don't know why you're driving that thing. He's like, do you know how to drive? I'm like, no, I've driven mini X's and stuff like that. Haven't yet driven a skid steer. He was like, you want to learn? I'm like, heck yeah. And like, it can't be too difficult. So he let me jump in the thing and then he just like took off and left. And it was amazing. Big help. That thing weighed 11,000 pounds. So it was able to pick up all of these gigantic logs and made everything so beautiful. Also, speaking of amazing things, I figured out one of the most painful things while sawmilling is the blades that Woodland Mills recommends are, once you use these new blades, are garbage. Because it's so sad that they don't recommend 1.5 inch blades, and they're a little bit thicker too. They run so amazingly well. It's crazy why they don't recommend them.
Yeah, it is.
They did 10 logs on one blade instead of 3 logs on one blade. 2 to 3 logs on one blade. They would be dull. Just since they're a little bit thicker and a little bit wider, they don't do this crazy nonsense, and they are amazing.
Hey, Scott. How you doing?
Hey there. East Texas rancher. But yeah, the 1.5 inch blades and are the way to go with most sawmills out there, banned sawmills. Pretty much all wood miser sawmills that I know of, at least the bigger ones, use the 1.5 inch. And the blades that I got from a local shop in Kentucky, which is awesome, so I'm supporting local, they buy them from Wood Miser, actually. So they're Wood Miser blades, but I source them through, I forget the name of their company. But anyway, found them through another YouTuber, Sawmiller on YouTube. But anyway, so those blades...
Sawing with Sandy?
No. Different guy. Just a really good... It was like a random video.
Okay.
But he explained everything really well. And yeah, $25 a blade. But at the end of the day, like with tax and stuff like that and shipping, it was like $30 a blade, which isn't too bad.
Good deal. Yeah.
But yeah, that went good. All that to say, when we were there at the job, but we let Buddy and James, I let him jump in the skid steer and play with it and get used to it, because since we were going to be running the skid steer with the mulcher over here, I'm like, y'all got to get good at this too. So Buddy goes to get water for us, right? Our drinks out of the cooler. And he comes back with them on the skid steer forks. And I'm like, hold up. I'm like, because he's been driving with it like that for quite a while. I'm like, we got to make a little video, like a little short video about this, because this is hysterical. And so we did. And it was funny. But that was the only little tiny bit of goofing that we did that day. Other than that, it was just sawmilling. But yeah, also we milled some gigantic beams for the guy. He's actually making a feed store out there in Canton. And it's really neat because our beams are going to be on the front of this gigantic feed store. And they're 12x8 beams. And for the front, I think there's going to be 3 12x8 by 16 foot long beams for just the front part, let alone everything else that he wants done. But yeah, really, really cool. Really cool guy. And yeah, so that's the little update there with the sawmilling situation and what that short was all about.
You're gonna edit all these videos and like start posting them, right?
Yeah, I have to, because I'm running out of storage on my camera, so have to do it. And it's just gonna be like a video with all of it on there.
It's gonna be one video.
Not one video.
Oh,
no.
Just check.
No. Also, Buddy, I've been filming Buddy too, and I have to post those videos as soon as he finishes it. But he got a belt order, a custom belt order from one of his shorts that he did. The guy really, really loved the belt that he made for our neighbor that ordered one through him and was like, I absolutely love that. Could you make me one? You know, here's my belt brand and stuff like that. Here's my brand. And then Buddy had the brand actually made, like, milled out in like brass, which is super cool. And then he was able to punch it into the belt end, and it was really cool. And yeah, so that video is going to be coming out soon too. Lots of footage. What's
the longest you can cut? 21 feet? Something like
No. 16.
Oh, 16.
It, like, pretty much exactly 16, like 16 and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. Any longer than 16 foot long, I mean, I guess you could do 20 foot long. That'd be fine. Other than that, like any longer than that, I would want to have it permanently stationed and like fixed on the ground.
Yeah,
really good.
Trailer.
Not on a trailer.
Yeah.
No, because trying to level something longer than 16 foot long would be really time consuming and kind of crazy. But yeah. Yep. 16 foot long. Oh, another thing that I learned too. So you remember when I was telling you that the Kohler engine or whatever, blah, 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 was like jamming up and stuff? Well, me and James are looking at this thing, and I must have been literally 2.5 years ago, like when we first got it, right? When the engine came with the muffler adjustment pointing directly at your face, right? Mm-hmm. And like a bunch of silly heads, we pointed the thing straight up.
Okay.
So guess what happens when it sits outside,
collects
and
water,
it rains?
And it
runs. It runs straight down that thing into the muffler,
and it pulls water in,
and then probably into the engine. So it gets rusty in the engine.
Yeah.
So when you would pull on that thing, it wouldn't want to pull because it's rusted kind of up inside. So we would have to like really, really pull on it. So it's a very simple fix. Is just I don't know why we never pointed it straight down.
Wow.
Instead of like, because it was pointing at us. I don't know why we pointed it straight up. But James is like, I don't know. I would have never noticed that either. But he was like, huh. He's like, we must have. Oh yeah, that's right. We actually did that. We pointed the little muffler thing up straight up. I don't know why we did that. But yeah, that's been the only problem I've had with that Woodland Mills, except for the crank handle, is that
which they replaced via warranty.
Which they're incredible people. The crank handle didn't go bad. It was actually a little washer, not even a ball bearings or anything like that. They were perfectly fine. A little washer sheared in half somehow, and was causing it to jam up, and I couldn't crank it up. So they're like, really kind lady was there, and she was like, your sawmill just a couple days ago, it just like the warranty expired, 3-year warranty expired. But she's like, you know what? She's like, you haven't really called in for anything. So she's like, I'll just go ahead and send it out to you. So the arms was only like $100, but it was very nice of her to do that. Customer service with Woodland Mills is bar none the best ever. It's incredible. Very, very sweet people. Also, they literally made a personal YouTube video like just for me so I could install it. The camera was a little too far away, but they did do that, and that was very sweet of them. And it did help a little bit. But yeah, other than that, and me being a silly head and spinning me and James putting the muffler straight up, the thing's been amazing. What is everybody saying on here? Wait, cover that.
Scott was saying you could cover it with a weight, so that way it'll. But if it points down, that'll.
If you point it straight down, it's made to adjust 360. So if you point it straight down. Also, me and James were thinking it's probably worth it because the thing is decently expensive to just buy the Woodland Mills cover for it. The heavy duty canvas cover. We made a pole barn for it to sit under, but then when we put the extension on it, it doesn't fit anymore. So eventually I will want to make
permanently under a cover.
Yeah, make some type of cover that we can pull under.
Yeah, sure.
Mill, especially in the summertime when the sun's beating down on you, have a shaded, just somewhere in the shade. But yeah, other than that, it's kind of crazy. Like, that's why I absolutely love having the construction company and the sawmilling. It's like when the construction company is slowing down, for some weird reason, the sawmilling company, it just like blows up and like jobs will come out of nowhere and it's like awesome. And then like when the sawmilling slows down, then the construction company will like, get a couple jobs. So it's always good, always good. So there's always stuff to do.
Diversify.
So it's like, I'm like, this was Monday. So me and James, we did our first ever door replacement in a brick house, exterior door replacement on a brick house. Went incredibly well, except for we made a very terrible error and said we would reuse, which sounds awesome, but it was terrible. Reuse the storm door, a 28-year-old storm door. And then, to our horror, the new door casing was a 1/2 inch smaller than the previous door. Don't ask me why they do these things, like make things 1/2 inch bigger. We were installing a water heater and they made the same exact water heater from like a couple years ago, 1/2 inch bigger. So we had to take out the whole entire attic door and everything because the stupid thing was a 1/2 inch bigger. I don't know why they do these, like why they would do that. But anyway, they do. And it's crazy. But anyway, so we had to finagle that. So yeah, it's been good. So we did that job. That job took us 8 hours. We came home and we're like, oh man, we got this Canton job coming up. So we went over to the property and we got the sawmill all hooked up. And I'm like, James, we got to go put out hay for our cows. So then we jumped on the tractor and then we went over there, fed the cows. Then we came back and then James was like, oh, Stink, we don't have the log ramps for the sawmill. So then we got over there and I think our day went from 5:30 in the morning until we stopped. Well, and then we started working around like, when did we start working? I think we started working at like 8 because we had a little Bible study in the morning. From like 8, we started working and we didn't get done till pretty much like 8. So that was a long day. That was a long day of work, but it was good. It felt like we got a lot done and we did get a lot done. Always trying to think ahead is always the trickier part, multitasking.
Planning ahead.
It was like today, like it was like I got like 40 minutes or so. And I was like, I'm going to go ahead and get done the orders because I'm already going to town to look at a job so I can just drop off the packages. And then you were like, oh man, you already got the packages packed up. That's so great because you're already going to town. Like, I know.
Yeah. So planning
ahead.
Yeah. It's nice. Foodforestnursery.com.
Awesome.
The Texas Boys.
I'm glad 10, the video looks and sounds
Texas
great.
Texas Boys 10 for 10% off. But I know a lot of people are looking for fruit trees right now. A lot of people plant. They will ship you bare root trees. They're beautiful. So go on over to the foodforestnursery.com and check out our friends over there. And the Texas Boys 10 will get you 10% off.
Awesome. Great.
All right. Is there anything else, Matt, before we sign off?
I'm just looking.
Y'all got to really get on him about getting these videos edited and posted. I mean, we have legitimate internet now, so there's no excuses.
No, there's no excuses. It's just I gotta
Got to bite the bullet. You got to
make time.
Make time.
Yeah.
And we're going to get back to the podcast, and we got some cool guests lined up. Hopefully, I had a lot of people reschedule on me, so
which is fine. It's sickness and everything like that.
Yeah,
the perpetual sickness that never goes away.
Yeah, the perpetual pestilence.
Terrible, but don't think back a couple years. Don't think back a couple years when people would only get maybe sick once a year.
Maybe.
Or not even if you ate really healthy.
Yeah.
But now you can eat really, really, really healthy and still get deathly sick. So it's this. It's just a new way of living under science. So there you go.
Yes.
You're welcome.
We got Starlink because they still don't have fiber. We have a fiber optic hub on our property.
Literally.
They're trying to tell
Then they
me
did the old bait and switch, drive you insane, like, oh yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll hook up the fiber to you. Yeah, absolutely. The next day you're like, hey, can the guys come out? Oh yeah, absolutely. You want to go ahead and get what did they say? You want it cellular or something?
The DSL.
DSL. Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll come and install DSL at your house. I'm like,
don't waste your time.
DSL. No,
your DSL is terrible.
We want the fiber from the gigantic manhole. These guys bring out a mini X to lift the manhole thing. Probably 2 guys could lift it, but they waste their time and take out this gigantic, like a little mini X to lift the lid. It's kind of hilarious. And I'm like, it's right over there. Just run a line straight to our property. I'm like, if I was really shady, get in there. No, but
you have to be really smart.
Really smart too. Not to trip any systems, but yeah. So anyway, that stunk. But the Starlink's been working amazing though.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Starlink works.
There hasn't really been any time where it's like up, it's down, up, it's slow, every once in a while, like a video will load a little bit, but not really anything to goof up anything. And speeds have been good. Didn't really want to cave to it, but
no. And I like the price of fiber better, and I like the speed of fiber would be a little bit better, and it would be very consistent. But,
I know, like, it's not like you're giving us fiber for free. Like, we're gonna pay like $100+ a month. Like,
well, no, we can get really good speed for like less than $70 a month.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for the
fiber.
Yeah, it's just they're claiming that this junction box is a dead end.
What'll be interesting? Oh, yeah, just the junction box. It's so weird because
they claim that it's not.
I don't know.
It's not hooked up to the main line or whatever.
I don't know.
It's that the last mile or whatever. They ran all this fiber like 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, if nobody has any more questions, we're probably gonna sign off.
We just wanted to come on here, tell y'all where we were at, what we were doing, just to update y'all. And I think tomorrow I'm gonna have some more time after I pick up the equipment and drop it off. My neighbor's gonna go ahead and have the first 3 days or 4 days, and then I'm going to go ahead and have the next 3 to 4 days.
Rip shredded his fiber with his tiller.
No, that's terrible. Ouch. Trying to plant potatoes.
Them some expensive taters.
For real.
Oh.
For real. Man. Man.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on the next video. We'll try to jump on live at least once a week. And, Matt's going to be dropping lots of videos. So.
Massive dumps of videos. So,
all right, y'all.
Gonna try.
See you on the next video.
All right. See y'all later. Thank you so much for hanging out. All right. Bye-bye.